Like other tourist-friendly countries, South Africa is constantly looking for ways to grow both the domestic and international market. With increasingly stiff competition, having a niche product and areas is one of the ways to go about doing this. Following the success of hosting the Soccer World Cup in 2010, sports tourism has been identified as such an area. In particular though, golf is seen as the sport of choice. With a plethora of courses and resorts to choose from in the country, it's easy to see why. The Southern Cape is home to some of these incredible golfing attractions. Simola Golf and Country Estate is set above the picturesque holiday town of Knysna. It's an exclusive luxury course.
I think that the Simola property is certainly a very unique property. The fact that it lies, in the heart of the Southern Cape, in Knysna, one of the most beautiful places in Southern Africa, it certainly has an international appeal. And recently the Southern Cape has been voted as one of the favorite golfing destinations in the world. That makes Simola extremely unique property.
The development of Simola Golf and Country Estate stems from a joint venture between Cat Leisure, a hospitality group involved in developing and managing properties, and the Osna Group, an Eastern Cape construction and property development company. Planning for this course started in 2002, when 213 hectares of prime real estate was acquired. Golfing legend Jack Nicklaus was brought in to design the course.
Okay, well, Simola is obviously Jack Nicklaus's first ever signature design golf course in South Africa, so we're quite proud of that fact. It's a par 72 course with a championship rating being 72 as well off the back tees. With that being said, it's obviously very user-friendly with regards to your intermediate to high handicapper golfer. The biggest penalty, as with most Jack Nicklaus design courses, is the bunkers. Unbelievable bunkering on the golf course. Very well strategized. They're put out in areas where even your good players, it comes to play for your good players, but also obviously your beginners and your intermediate players also very much in play off the golf course. It's very undulating and very unique in the fact that there are 5 par 3s out there as well as 5 par 5s. So I've always been a believer if you play the par 3s well on this golf course, you're going to get around a decent score. As you can see, it's very picturesque. It is quite open off the driving areas, not a lot of bush to speak of. Quite a lot of flower beds, which don't really come into play, depending obviously on the standard of golfer you are. But yeah, I'd say very much a user-friendly golf course, which is, we get comments every day from tourists coming in, playing the course, saying how much they've enjoyed it. And as I say, the greens are pretty tricky to read, and that's the feedback we get from most golfers, as well as the tournament we have here once a year, which is the Sunshine Tour event. And it's obviously not only the beginners that struggle with the greens, it's the elite players as well. So a lot of little subtle undulations and a lot of hanging lies on the golf course. A lot of ball above your feet, ball below your feet, which makes the course quite a challenge. But all in all, a really good golf experience.
Simola markets itself across the board, from local to international to pro and beginner golfers.
In terms of a golfing resort such as Simola, obviously our target market starts in Europe. A lot of Europeans use Simola. The fact that it is a Jack Nicklaus signature golf course, people understand before they get to Simola what they can expect. So our foreign tourists are very, very important to us. But having said that, our South African market is a substantial amount of our business comes out of South Africa, Johannesburg, Cape Town, even Durban. Just golf tours, golf bookings from local agents, also very important to us.
Simola, like other Southern Cape resorts, is cashing in on being an international appealing destination because of affordability.
Particularly this year where we've had a weakening of the South African rand. It's obviously a lot more economical for overseas visitors to come and play golf in South Africa. And Also, we've noticed that a lot more South African people, instead of traveling abroad, are now starting to use our recognized tourism hubs such as the Southern Cape, Knysna in particular, and coming to play golf in the Southern Cape instead of going and traveling to Algarve and going playing golf overseas, because we are so much more competitive in terms of just your normal rates.
But Simola is not just a golf estate. It also boasts an almost sold-out residential development and a luxury spa where you can unwind after a day on the green. In terms of tourism, this sport opens up all kinds of avenues.
I think golf as a whole is extremely important to South African tourism. We all know how great our golfers are. Our ambassadors to the game are the best in the world. Our properties that we have, the open spaces that we have around our golf estates, so special. And I think that golfing tourism can take a leading role in tourism in South Africa, because generally speaking, it's of a very, very high standard, and our sportsmen out there are equally as good as the products.
Staying in the Southern Cape in South Africa's best-loved holiday town, Knysna, home to another 5-star championship golf course.
It's a unique golf course. A lot of us regard it as one of the most beautiful courses in the world. It's positioned on the heads of Knysna. So it's a combination of a coastal cliff course, and it's positioned between the coastal forest and the fynbos. It's a very challenging course. And people need to play it maybe more than once, but once you play it, you love it because it changes all the time. It's very unique in that it's got beautiful scenery, and we basically work our way through the forest and the fynbos, and overlooking some magnificent views of the lagoon and the ocean.
The Pezulu Championship golf course forms part of a bigger tourism vision for the area.
Well, first of all, it must be a destination that people want to come to, and which I think you might know, the Garden Route has just been voted the top golfing destination in Africa and the Gulf. And I think that has been done due to very good marketing by the courses, generally speaking, and by people that manage these courses. And then also linking in with people that market golf to golfers. And we can just see it now. There are a lot of golfers arriving from overseas.
It's not just the affluent high society that enjoys the perks of this course.
We work very closely with a company called Scratch Golfing Knysna, which is a company run by a group of professional golfers, and we've worked out a relationship with them whereby they bring all their people that they're training and developing to play at Pezulu, and they use it as a teaching academy, and we've developed this business relationship with them, which is proving to be very successful.
This region of the Southern Cape has some of the best golf resorts on the continent. Developing this niche tourism hub will prove to be very lucrative.
It's easy to see why the Garden Route is such a sought-after golfing destination. Joining me now via satellite is Thabiso Magodielo. He's the chairman of the South African Golf Tourism Association. Thabiso, thank you so much for making the time to join us. Let's talk about the local golf tourism market. How is it performing?
Well, the market is performing better now, especially just off-season. It's definitely picking up because of the marketing that is being done by sector as well as South African tourism and the local authorities. So it is definitely picking up because most of the people want to see the different courses within the different regions of the country.
Your organization is fairly new, started in 2011. What was behind the idea of starting the organization?
The association was formed purely because the industry, the golf industry, was not speaking in one word. Every operator, every product owner was sort of doing their own things. So the idea was to say, as an industry, we need to come together, speak one message, because, when you try and talk to the world as an individual, nobody hears. But if we come together as a collective and speak the same message, the world begins to take you seriously.
Now, in 2011, Thabiso, we learned that South Africa was voted the world's best golfing destination. Since then, have we seen an increase or an uptick in the number of golf tourists into the country?
Definitely, there's been an increase, more so because of from the international perspective, because of the weakening rand, the weather conditions in Europe. I mean, we've got beautiful weather here, and most of our courses are very well manicured these days. So, we're definitely seeing an increase. And of course, the likes of South African Tourism, who are working together with the International Association of Golf Tour Operators and ourselves as sector, taking the message internationally, it's really putting us on the map, and it's definitely growing.
Let's take a step back, Thabiso. So perhaps you can give us the backdrop to the question, what exactly makes South Africa such a good golfing destination?
Well, we are really very unique. I just gave an example of the different provinces that offer you different things. There is nothing, usual. There's nothing ordinary about South Africa. And then the other, products that are linked to golf. I mean, we've got good restaurants. We've got amazing golf courses. I mean, we've got over 500 golf courses. The weather conditions are amazing. And of course, from a question of affordability, it also plays an important role. So we're really unique.
Thabiso, thank you so much for making the time to join us.